Welcome back to Chocolate. Wait, is the microphone in my... Make sure y'all can hear me. Welcome back to Chocolate Espresso Podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Newair, whatever floats your fancy. Hey, you guys, today we're going to be starting a new segment called Coffee Date. And, of course, my date is always going to be the same date. It's never going to change. But listen, help me. I'm joking. Anyway, so the world's best, wonderful, beautiful, amazing woman that fell from the heavens, and I swear to you, on my life, the earth shook when she fell from the angels. Y'all, look at her, look at me, look at her. What's your name again?
Welcome back to Chocolate Espresso Podcast, you guys. Okay, I am your co-host, I guess, for this segment, right? Mm-hmm. I'm your co-host, Tanaja Aaliyah, or TJ, whichever you prefer, whatever floats your fancy. What we got today? What are we talking about? What's the first topic?
First topic of this segment. I got a hardball question. This is going to be a hard one. Can you really be mad over somebody who was never yours? First of all, I got a couple questions from you. I want it from a woman's perspective, right? Because I got plenty of perspectives, right? I'm the I'm the triple shot of espresso, right? You know, I want y'all to wake up to my content, but here's the thing, though. It's not everybody can drink coffee. You see what I'm saying? So, like, listen. I'm so curious. When you hear that, I'm gonna say it again. Can you ever really be mad over somebody who was never yours? What do you hear?
What do I hear? A little bit of herbal tea.
She don't want coffee, y'all.
No, what do I hear? Honestly, I think that you can't. Yeah, let's go with that. You can't be mad over somebody who you could be hurt, you know? I guess in the context you're asking, like, how does that affect you, right? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, no, like, what do you feel like in your bones? Like, you know how like when you in love with somebody, you feel it in your bones. Yeah, like at your core. So like, if you never had them, like you were never with them. Yeah. So we're asking. Right. Are we asking that? Are we saying like, okay, you weren't with them and that person went away, like, or they just started dating somebody else, or they moved to another country? Like, what's the context about the question? Like, what are you asking? So you want more context? Yeah, just give me a little story. Give me a little story. This ain't a library? Okay, listen. Okay, let me give you a story. Right, Barnes and Noble. This is Barnes and Noble. You're killing me right now. Story time. It's like a 3-story building full of books. Anybody got time for that kind of content? All right, listen. I'm gonna give you a male's perspective of how I hear this, and maybe this might help you. Okay. So let's say if I had like my squad behind me or something like that, right? And for whatever reason I was single. Anyway, let's say I was single and I was interacting with this chick or something, right? And we were dating or going on dates. Maybe we were talking for a while or something like that. And we never officially said like we're boyfriend and girlfriend. We never officially said that we're exclusive with each other. None of that, right? But I was always like, we would text, we would call, we would hang out. But one day I just got ghosted. Can I be mad? Like, because like we weren't official on anything. Like there was no titles, there was nothing there, you know, and maybe that time period could be called like, I don't know, we call that the wooing phase or like the talking phase. Some people call it courting, mm-hmm. You know, so, but there was no labels. Y'all didn't talk about it. And maybe if you tried, like she dipped and dodged it or he dipped and dodged it, but there was no labels. So I'm telling my boys this. So back to your question, can you be upset? Yeah. Can you be mad? Can you be mad? How? Yes. What? You know why you can be upset and mad and hurt? It's because you feel like you wasted your time, right? The question really is, how valuable is your time and how valuable is the energy that you put into any relationship, whether it be a friendship or a boyfriend-girlfriendship, or, you know, how value is that time and energy to you? What is your time and energy worth? You know, that's the question. It's worth. And my weight in gold.
my time and energy is valuable. My time and energy, me putting forth the effort and, just genuinely either giving it your all. I mean, that's valuable. That's time that you can't get back. And you know what they say, time is money. So you either spent money on that person or you could have been doing something else that made you money that you can't get that back, But I don't like to use the word mad. I don't like to use the word mad. As my mother would say, dogs get mad. Humans get angry. We get hurt. Our feelings are involved.
But dogs got those same kind of emotions.
Yeah, but you know what?
No. Have you never seen those videos of the dogs going to the funeral or to like the what do you call those places? The graveyards from the soldiers that passed away at war, and the dogs are weeping by the thingamajiggy. I forgot. Why am I spacing on names today? The gravestone.
Yeah,
they got emotions. They got just as much.
I never said it didn't have emotions.
Right.
I'm just saying. So being mad is an emotion, right? But think about the ugliest thing you can think of, right? Being mad is that equivalent. Being mad is the equivalent to. I think that what my mom was trying to say is being mad is the equivalency, or saying that you're mad is the equivalency to hate. And hate is a really strong emotion. So you don't want to say that you're mad because that's like you can't go back from being mad, And I think she was trying to equivalent to love too. And people just throw that word around like it's nothing. Oh, I love you, or I love you, and they don't mean it. If you love something, you plan to do that thing for the rest of your life. You're gonna love that person, whether they're now your enemy or not. You're still gonna love that person, because what do they say? Dang, what is that quote? Love is the strongest hate, or something like that, or whatever the quote is.
You're on your own on that one. I've never heard of anything like that.
I'm pretty sure if I think of it and I say it later on after the video, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I know it."
but what does that have to do if you never had that to begin with?
No, well, okay.
Think about that.
No. Okay. It's not saying that you never loved that person, right? Or that you had love for that person. It's just saying that your energy was put into that situation. Your time your feelings were put into that situation. You were starting to develop feelings. So let's be honest. When you're courting someone, if you're not a freaking robot, you're developing feelings. Your feelings are involved, right? So when your feelings are involved, your feelings are allowed to be hurt. They can be hurt. And if you're spending quality time and it's not like BS time with someone, yeah, sure. That thing's going to hurt when you stop talking. That thing's going to hurt when y'all are no longer friends. That thing's going to hurt when you can be hurt by that.
But what gives you the entitlement to ever be mad? Like, y'all didn't even, that's your fault. You mad at yourself? Because you ain't mad at me for cutting you off?
No one said, that's why I said no one said being mad. I just said hurt.
But why are you even hurt? Why? Okay, my thing is, what happened to us investing enough time into figuring out, like, when we deserve a title? Like, I'm not going on one date with somebody and they're not going to say, okay, one date, I'm the person you're talking to.
Yeah.
2 dates, I'm the person you're interested in for sure.
Yeah.
3 dates, I'm the person you're dating.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
After that, right? But there's a title. There's titles every step of the way.
So
if I'm talking to you,
apply your question to date 3 then.
Okay, what do you mean?
Apply your question to date 3. Could you be upset because now that person doesn't want to date you anymore? Could you be upset over something you never had? Well, technically, you had a person that you were dating. Okay. You had a person that you were exclusively spending your energy on.
But that's different, right?
How is it different?
Hold on. Because so the question in the beginning was the interpretation of what that meant.
Okay.
Right? So when I read that phrase, again, the phrase being, can you ever be mad over someone you never had? Well, I hear that, and I'm translating in my brain, you never even had a title. You were just fooling around with this person, right? That's that hookup culture. That's that sneaky link, that BS kind of title, right? I'm saying I have a title every step of the way. If I'm talking to you and one of your friends says, hey, who is he? Who is this? You say, oh, this is the guy I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And when we go on the first date, you go, oh, this is the guy I went on a date with.
Yeah.
Right? If this is the second date, this is the guy I'm interested in. I really like him. The third date, this is the guy I'm dating.
Okay.
There's a difference between dating and actively being in a relationship with somebody.
Of course.
Right? So if we're on the fifth date and we decide, hey, this is when we're going to be boyfriend, girlfriend, then that's when you say, this is my boyfriend.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Okay.
So those are titles. Those titles what comes with titles comes respect. Mm-hmm. Right? You never had them titles because you just messing around, fooling around, having your fun. You do. Mm-hmm. You can't be mad. You don't even be mad. Don't even be sad. Don't be angry. You did everything wrong. You didn't check no boxes. you didn't fill out no forms.
Wrong.
Like, what do you want? Like, bruh, this is the problem. Listen, if any kids listening to this past the age of 14 or older, and you trying to go on a date or whatever, man, listen to me. Get a title. When you go to a car dealership, what do you ask for? When you go on Craigslist and you're looking for a car, what do you ask for? Does it have a clean title? Is there a title? Or can I get a bill of sale? You looking for receipts.
But you know what, too? Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's dial it back a second. Let's walk this thing back. Let's just say, okay, right? If it's a friendship, you would call that being cordial, right? Mm-hmm. In the beginning, when you're just talking to each other about the weather, nothing of true significance. Right. You would call it being cordial. It translates to the same thing when it comes to dating a person. You're not like, yeah, there's lucrative talk, but the lucrative talk, okay, there's steps to it, and there's the lucrative talk that can lead to somewhere, and there's the lucrative talk that you just have with a person in passing, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I guess to the core of your question would be also, you mentioned like, let's just say if it's hookup culture, right? Could you be mad at something over something that wasn't yours, somebody that wasn't yours? Well, no, when you're hooking up, right? When you're just... Here's the thing, right? Because you shouldn't be doing that. If you can't control your emotions, if you can't effectively control and separate church and state, if you can't effectively separate your body versus you actually investing your feelings and you're connecting the two, that's the reason why you're hurt, because the person walked away, right? But and this is maybe just in my opinion, and I know you share the similar view on it. Hookup culture is BS. Hookup. I said hookup. Yeah. Hookup culture is BS. Hookup culture sets you up for all of that. It sets you up to get your heart broken. Or you can have the opposite end of it. You can have what we have right now in 2023, where hookup culture has become, now everyone's heartless. Mm-hmm. Now nobody operates with their heart. Now they have effectively learned how to separate church and state. They have effectively learned how to separate doing this thing, this act that's supposed to be so important, this act that's supposed to be given to someone that you're taking serious, this act that's supposed to be given to someone who you have decided you want to do this one thing with the rest of your life, right? They have successfully separated church and state. They have successfully separated that act from the just emotional side of it, the connection side of it. Because I can tell you right now, you can go onto your dating apps, you can go onto your Tinder, you can go onto your
Instagram,
your Instagram, your whatever you use for a dating app. You can go into all of these apps and find someone who's not looking to actually connect with you, who doesn't actually care who you are. They will hook up with you that day. Mm-hmm. They will literally, you're at a club, you send this person a message or whatever. I mean, maybe this is just on movies.
Send them some DMs.
Yeah, you can send this person, hey, I'm out. I'll be here until whatever time. What you doing at 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock, they're at your house. And y'all making mistakes, changing lives. Soul tying.
I do want to say something though, right? I do feel like you can feel some sort of way. I I think you can feel some sort of way if you just hooking up with somebody. Like, I think, right, because I think you could be put in a situation where somebody tells you, like, oh, I'm exclusive with you, or like, it's just me and you, and they got a whole other person on the side. And you find that out because you thinking, okay, that, first of all, if you're a part of hookup culture, you have no title. You just a fool. The title, no, you got a title. You a fool. You the clown. You the okay. God. You the castle's clown. There's another word for that. The court jester. The court jester. You're the court jester. Okay. You the fool. Everybody else who's looking at you, who peep game and knows exactly what's going on. That being, and you can sit there and you can try to sell us the whole thing of I'm the one winning. I got all of this, and I ain't gonna invest money into. You know
how bad that hurts, though. Mm-hmm. You know how bad being the fool hurts,
bruh.
Ooh.
All for what?
Ooh.
All for what? And
is there salt in your coffee right now? Did you accidentally, sugar salt instead of sugar, or Ooh.
Let me tell y'all something. Wild. I never understood how you could get mad about that kind of situation. Like the moment you were part of hookup culture, and some things don't go your way, I'd be looking at you like, what you mad about? There was no rules. There was never any rules. There was no title. There was no stipulations. There was no contract. There was nothing there.
Well, then that's when you do that. That's when you do. That's when you come up with I don't want to be an exclusive relationship. I don't want to be tied down to anyone. I want to do this hookup culture thing. But I guess the smarter way to go about that is to put rules and stipulations into play. Like, let's just say that's why people have their roster, right?
Hold on.
They have a roster, and everyone on the roster knows what to do.
Look at me. 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 Both of y'all. If you adding rules and stipulations, you drawing up a contract on hookup culture, just get in a relationship. Stop playing. Even polyamorous relationships has rules, and just some people it doesn't work. Whatever, I get it. If you solely just there for the fun of it, in quotation marks, the fun of it, just get in a relationship. Like, why are you lying? Like, you clearly want rules. And I think the only thing that comes with rules is a relationship.
You know what it is, too? They don't want that person they don't want that person to catch feelings for them. They don't want that person.
It doesn't work.
They don't want that person that's going to call them and be like, what you doing, where you at?
Listen.
They don't want to share their location.
There is a very extreme, minuscule, micro atom-sized amount of people. There's 9 billion people on this planet right now, 8 billion, whatever it is. Y'all like out of 100,000 on this planet that can actively, like legit actively be in a relationship with somebody, and that person you're in a relationship not care who else was with you 20 minutes ago. Really think about what I just said.
Well, okay.
How many people do you really believe in your heart of hearts? Right here. Your heart's actually right here, not over here. It's right here. And your heart of hearts. How many people do you really believe really doesn't care that you were just with somebody else 5 minutes ago? It doesn't, even if you on hookup culture, even if y'all ain't got no bar, no handles, no contracts, no nothing, no titles, how many people do you really think is going to just lay back up with you when you were just done laying up with somebody else?
The person who also just got finished laying up with someone else.
But what if they didn't know?
The person who also, that's just like saying open relationships don't exist. People who are in open relationships and don't want to know what the other person is doing and who they're doing it with. Because they're the only people who I truly believe, the people who don't care who you've just got finished laying up with, is if they're doing the same thing as you, is if they're also laying up with someone else.
Yeah.
Because then they have no right to get upset with you because it's like, well, you're also doing the same thing.
But you hear I'm a Reddit person. I'm a Reddit. I'm an Imgur, which is also basically Reddit, but 2 separate companies. Anyway, I like the stories. I like reading them stories. I like listening to some of them podcasts that talk about the stories and stuff like that. It's really interesting. You hear about people who are in polyamorous relationships and the beginning of it, how like either the male or the woman wants to open up their marriage because they want to explore and go to, even though really what it was is they don't want to cheat on their spouse because they claim they love them. And I get it. I think you can, and this is another question for the second part of this. Okay. But they claim they love their spouse, but they also have attraction for someone else. And they don't want to step out of their marriage without permission. So the workaround and their thought process is, let's just open the marriage up. So that way I can do this because I got my past. I can do this. And if it makes you feel better, babe, you can also do this.
I don't know where it is. I really don't know where it is. And this is just probably because I need to do more reading. I need to read it more. And Lord, please forgive me for that. But there's somewhere in the Bible where it says, and I'm pretty sure y'all going to put it in the comment section, no, it's Romans. If you know the verse, if you know the chapter, verse, and the if you know the chapter and verses, you can put it in the comment section and let me know. I'll read it. As soon as you think about someone else, you're cheating. As soon as your thought process, you don't even have to act on it. You literally don't even have to put forth energy to it. As soon as you think about someone else, as soon as that thought pops into your head, you're cheating. Because what a man thinks, so is he. So if there's a 0.5%, if there's a crumb off of a graham cracker chance that you're going to act on that situation, and you're going to act on whatever your thought is, you're cheating. You've already cheated.
So that's the harsh part about my brain. I'm not concerned with that. Do it, whatever happens in your dome cranium, as long as you don't physically act it out. That's my concern. The physical side of it.
Yeah, that's
and
most
when it comes to certain situations, like mentally too, right? Like I can see when you're adulting with the person you're adulting for the rest of your life with, and they're mentally thinking of something else, I'll be bothered by that. Now, if you driving and you thinking of, I don't know, I wanted to say Ted Bundy for some weird reason. I don't know why. I don't know why.
What the heck?
I don't know. I don't know the dude. The word Ted Bundy came to mind, but the face of the dude that plays Aquaman. It's too random.
Jason Momoa?
Yes, him. I don't know. If you thinking of him for some reason,
oh gosh,
and you're driving and it's like, oh, I wonder what that would be like. I don't care. Like, yeah. I don't care. Like, I don't see that as cheating. I don't feel in my heart of hearts that that's cheating. You can tell me I was thinking about this and I wouldn't care. I'd be like, oh, that's cute.
I mean, because you know what, too?
But I think of Sierra all the time.
You know what, too, though? That's also, oh gosh, that's also, you just brought something up there, right? That's also something that's intangible. Because when are you ever going to meet Jason Momoa to actually act on whatever you thought about, right? Mm-hmm. But now, like, let's say if you're thinking about Missy from the coffee shop, then that's a different story. Because if you and Missy are, let's just say the coffee shop's empty one day, you go there a second or minute too early, no one else is in the coffee shop, who knows what you and Missy talking about? Granted, I'm the same way as you, right? I was just quoting you and telling you what the Bible said, right? I'm the same way. I don't really care about what's going on in your head. I mean, especially if you're, okay, let's walk it back. Let's walk it back a second. I do care about what's going on in your head. But I feel like the burden there or the bridge there or the missing piece there is, are you communicating with your partner effectively? Does your person know that you have these thoughts? You have to think about it too. There are people who are married who are just getting married, right? Like they're newlyweds or they've been together for maybe like a year to 3 years, who still don't know basic things about their partner. And I think personally that's wild.
Yeah.
Personally, why don't you know certain stuff about them?
Hey, don't go attacking arranged marriages like that.
No. No. Okay. If your marriage was arranged and you don't know, like that's totally, I completely get it, because you can spend literally the first 5 years of marriage figuring all that stuff out, right? But if you've known each other for some odd years is the
several odd years.
What is that phrase? Is it several odd years or some odd years?
I feel like it's several odd years fits way better. I don't know.
I'm going to be honest with y'all right now. This is how our conversations go. It'll literally be something else smack dab in the middle. Anyway, okay. You could be together for several odd years. Okay. And you could be together for several odd years and not know some of the like minute things about each other, right? Because you should be growing as a person. You should be learning something new about your person every day, every week, because they should be learning something new about themselves, right? Mm-hmm. If you're evolving, if you're growing as a person, if you're, changing, and like we've been together for 2.5 years now, right? It's almost 3. And I'm not the person that you first started dating. I'm not the person you met when you first started courting me. And we've had that conversation several times because we actually talk to each other. Mm-hmm. But you know what? That also brings up something. A lot of people are married to people who they don't like, and that's the reason why they don't know anything about them. So anyway, mm-hmm. But like you and I have had that conversation before, but like there are people who are in relationships that are like, yeah, I don't know if this person knows how to cook.
So does that?
I don't know what this person eats on a daily.
So do you think you could be in a long relationship with an individual and never actually had them? Like, Ooh. Think about like being in a relationship with somebody for like 4 years and they never cared about you. Like you tell them like, hey, can you do this? And they don't do it. Or if they do it, they drag their feet. They got an attitude, like a stink attitude. Or like if you're like, hey, can you pick me up from the airport? And they're like, call your friend. Your friend could pick you up from the airport. That's their attitude towards you. Like they're always dismissive of you. They never, like you never had them.
You're not technically in a relationship.
But you have the title. You just don't have the respect.
This goes back to, I don't even know if we were recording at that point, but this goes back to a title doesn't mean anything, right? Because here's the thing. I can tell you I love you and not show you at all. Do I really love you?
But see, I feel like you got to expand on that. No. Because like,
I can tell you I love you. I could tell you I love you, and let's just say, right, okay, I saw this thing, and it was so good the other day, but okay, for the internet's digestion system, because, we all know that y'all don't be drinking y'all mushroom coffee, and y'all have a hard time digesting crap. Anyway, for the internet's sake of it, right, I saw this thing the other day that said, it was somebody else's podcast. I think it was shout out to your favorite auntie's podcast. They are the dopest. Like I love them. But I think it was them who said one of them were talking about the 5 love languages and how God told her like the 5 love languages is something that's carnal. It's something that is not carnal, but it's something that is of this world. Like it's a trend. It's something like that, right? Because if God is love, don't limit him to 5 ways of showing it, right? And I thought that was so profound, but how that applies to this scenario, right? If a person says they love you and they don't spend quality time with you, they ain't bringing you gifts, they ain't talking to you, they ain't touching you, they ain't doing all this stuff with you, how can you be sure that this person loves you? Do you know that why? How do you know that this person loves you? Because they said they love you? Well, I can love you and never touch you. I can love you and never actually want to talk to you. I can love you and never give you anything. So you're just in a blank relationship. You're a blank sheet of paper.
You're an idea.
You're an idea. You are an idea. Like I thought about that cappuccino, but I didn't get it. I got a Red Bull instead.
What's wild though? I think people really be in long relationships with people, and they, like you said, they don't communicate. And I want to solidify a few things for this first pod, right? I want to lay some groundwork. I want to make sure that when I bring this up, because this is an episodic segment, okay? This is episode 1 of Coffee Date, so I want to make sure y'all understand this, right? When y'all get to episode 956 or something like that, and I'm talking about these few things, just know episode 1 was the foundation for it. So now that it's out of the way, let me tell you something.
Okay. Talk to me.
I feel like I'm gonna give y'all some profound truths. Okay. I think today
Yeah.
And today is 2023. I'm not going to say what day because I want to screw myself. But
it's October 2023, guys.
Anyway, today's 2023. Let me get to the point. Okay, so I think there is a lot of things being said across the internet, word of mouth, right? It's everywhere. Okay, and I think it's a lot of interpretations.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think the scary part about interpretations is that people can experience what that person said, what they read, whatever the case is. They're reading something, they're hearing something, they're watching something, and they interpret that in wherever they are in their personal life. That might be one of the most profound things to them. But the scary part about this, and this is the controversial part, it might not be true. You see what I'm saying? But because it vibrates with you, because wherever you're at in your life, maybe you got dumped on or doo-dooed on in your last relationship, and because this person wasn't giving you the 5 reasons why they should love you, doesn't mean that they didn't love you.
There is an internet word on Sarah Jake's internet. There is a word for that thing you just described. It fits perfectly. It's called being delulu. Delusion is a thing. There's so many people suffering from it. Yeah.
Mass hysteria is what I would call it.
It's an epidemic. It's worse than corona. It's called delulu. Like, yeah. You're in what you just described is you're internalizing a lie. And that sounds like a very much, and I know we're not limiting this to a continent or a place or whatever, but that sounds like a very American thing to do. To internalize a lie, to take what your media is telling you and spit it out, or to take what your media spits out, and now you have nightmares about it. Like,
that's real. That's so real. I and think about it like this, right? Social media is huge across the board.
Yeah.
And a lot of content is on social media. You see, listen, not everybody needs a microphone and a camera. But I will say this. It is a scary thought when you really start talking about analytics, programming, algorithms, demographics, and all the other things that come together, right? When you have content that's being pushed to somebody, and these apps are able to track like across different apps. So you could Google something, and then Facebook or Instagram, Pinterest, whatever, they're tracking that. Right, because they all got a stake in the game. You type in something on Pinterest, and now Google has that information. They can sell it. Whatever the case is.
It's called cookies.
It's all cookies, right? So when you talking about, let's say, you're a little sad, you're a little depressed or something like that, now you got content on TikTok.
Being pushed to you about being sad. Being pushed to you about depression.
Oh, today I just put on my shoes and I mean, it's like, and there's like, okay,
Bruh,
from a better
everybody needs to record everything.
Literally, like y'all got videographies. What do you call that? Video biographies. I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
Said.
Yeah, so video biographies. If I'm wrong, correct me. I don't care.
They will.
But you got your whole life taped on some TikTok, really? YouTube, really? I want to start another segment that's going to call Does This Belong on the Internet? Because it really don't.
Every time I open certain apps, I'm like, you could have kept that in a notebook. That could have been in the drafts. That could have been in the drafts of your camera, not even in the drafts of your TikTok app. Like, you could have kept that. Oh my gosh. And then it's the ones for me where you set up the camera. You were crying before you set up the camera just so you can cry on camera. Like, what? Let's what?
And guess what? It all sparked because you never had them. You mad because you never had them. So now you got to video document the fact that this guy, he kept hitting me up every morning. Good morning, queen. Good morning, queen. He always texted me, good night, queen. Good night, queen. And one day he just stopped. And now you crying on the camera like, what happened?
If you crying because somebody,
really?
If you crying because somebody stopped grand rising you, like,
bruh, I'm telling you. True story. Look on TikTok right now. And it's funny, the guy that actually did that, he made a program that was going at random and hitting up certain women. and sending them automatically good morning, good morning, good morning, good night, good night, good night. And he programmed it to stop doing at a certain point, and he watched as some of these like bigger, like million subscribed TikTok females and Instagram people were like, yo, this dude stopped saying good morning. And I kind of miss it. Like, why'd he stop? And it's like, and he posted it. He's like, this was an experiment and I was trying to prove a point. And it's like, how funny is that? How goofy do you look complaining about this on social media? Like, that goes to show how intertwined we are to these apps and how like scary it is. And this is why I'm like, you can't watch this crap
over
anymore.
Somebody you never had.
Over somebody you never had.
Because was he just saying good morning? Was there no other context throughout the day? Like,
oh yeah, that was it.
Gosh,
that was it. You can seriously Google it right now.
That goes to show how lonely we are as a people. Mm-hmm. You know, where you get excited over something as small as good morning. Well, you know what? Okay, let's wind it back because I like good morning text too, right? I mean, although you don't do it because you're, But anyway, I like good morning text as much as the next person, but if you don't say good morning, I'm not going to be heartbroken after 5 mornings. Like, I'm just going to be like, you good? Like, but it's like, I mean, that's also kind of rude too if you just start talking too.
I feel like there's so much context that can come from, can you really be mad if you never had them? Right? Because there's like so many different ways you can interpret that. And especially like as a man, when I'm really hearing that, like, let's talk a little bit about like some simp behavior. Like a lot of men today, I'm not going to say a lot of men. There are plenty of men today. Actually, you know what? I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to re-backtrack the backtrack. I'm going to continue to go forward with what I was first saying. A lot of men today are simps. A lot of men today take a lot of BS from a lot of people. Remember the videos I was showing you where these girls were bringing their 3 kids in tow behind them on the first date?
Yeah.
There are guys that didn't back out of the date. They sat them down and ate at the table and fed them all. And it's like, what are you doing, sir? Like, I want to take sir away from you because that title is only becoming of actual people who earned it. You're no longer a sir. Like, there's nothing wrong in just telling the person you're supposed to go on a date with, hey, the person that was supposed to watch my children, right, backed out. Can we reschedule?
Yeah.
Or she could have just, even if she just left it at they backed out, hit and then period, full stop, period, send the text message. I would, if it was me and I was open to dating somebody or being with somebody who already had kids, I would have read the message and I'd have been like, we can reschedule. That's okay.
Yeah.
If I really want you, I would reschedule.
Or we can do something else and then, I mean, something
I'm not meeting your kids on the first date. Hold on.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
There ain't no reason why on a first date you should ever be meeting someone else's kids.
Agreed. Just
saying. That's stink behavior. That's doo-doo.
That's
behavior. Skunk. Tomato. Throwback to 2020.
That's decaf behavior.
That's decaf. No, that's tea behavior. You.
First off, no, we're not going to say that, okay? Because we're not. Listen, okay? Don't come for us in the comment section about that tea comment. I love tea. So.
Anyway.
Green tea clean over here.
Anyway, I'm just saying, like, you can't be mad. Like, this is why I really believe you really can't be mad if you never had them to begin with. You didn't demand that kind of respect from this person. You didn't address these kind of respects from this person. You never had this person to begin with.
And this goes back to me saying no one said anything about being mad, but you are allowed.
No emotions. Not.
Yes.
Zero.
Yes.
Nilch. Nada.
Yes.
De nada. That's not the right word. Nada.
God. No, you can be. You can be.
I don't think you should.
You don't think you
lessons
should.
learned, let it go.
But what is that feeling that you feel before you say to yourself, lessons learned, I'll let it go? You're still gonna feel some type of way.
I'd be like, dang, what a waste of time. Okay, on to the next lesson learned. Why? Because I, as a man, don't invest my time without demanding the respect that comes with it.
Yeah, but what are you saying?
What I'm saying is, okay, if I'm texting you and you're texting back and we texting back and forth and your friend asks you, who is that you texting? You will already know through our text messages, I'm the man, because you gonna know how to say this. That's the man I'm talking to.
I'm like, that's new air.
But see how she gave a name? At least there are ladies today, right now, that be talking to a dude, and when they call their friend, like, who you talking to? And they're like, nobody.
This guy.
You a nobody, sir. Child, I don't even know what to call you. She's not even giving you that. You're a nobody. That's messed up.
I think, can we shake hands on it? Agree to disagree?
Here, you got to come up higher so the camera can see.
Okay. Camera, can you see us? Mm-hmm. We're going to shake.
Get that hand out of here. I don't agree to disagree. I don't agree to agree or agree to disagree or none of that. Listen. Listen.
Clearly, someone needs to grow up.
This was Coffee Date.
First episode.
We'll probably change that.
Change what?
I don't like the way this is ending. I don't even know what to say.
You want me to end it?
Yeah, you end it.
You want me to close it?
Yeah. Bring in that feminine charm.
Okay, guys. So, I think this was a good first episode. I think this was a good first episode of the Coffee Date. We're gonna actually pose that question to you guys. Could you be upset over someone you never had?
No.
I'm leaving it to them. It's up to the coffee drinkers. Ooh. Is that our subscribers? Is that what our subscribers are called? The coffee drinkers? I think we'll agree to disagree.
I'm not agreeing to beep.
I think we'll agree to disagree. And
I ain't agreeing.
We're going to pose that question to you guys. We'll put that question. Maybe we'll just caption the video at that and you guys can comment. Could you be upset, hurt? Could you be mad? How could you feel or how would you feel, right? Could you be mad over someone you never had? Is the question we're posing to you guys. And we'll read your comments. You'll see what you guys talk about in the comment section about that, all right? So this has been the first episode. Great first episode of the Coffee Date.
Listen, you guys. The other day, I was drinking some water. And when I looked out the window enjoying my water, y'all won't believe I saw the squirrel. The squirrel was going like this. And I took it as, you want water too? I was like, you want my water? And the squirrel looked at me like, yes, I want the water. And I looked back at the squirrel and I was like, you want my water? You want my water? You want the water? I want the water. You want the water? I want the water. And I'm looking at you doing like this. And you're not going to get my water because I'm petty like that. But I was like, okay, you know what? Life is life. Let me get the squirrel some water. So I gave it a little bit of water. And when the squirrel got the water, y'all won't believe this. He came back with a nut that on the nut, it was engraved, like, share, and subscribe. It was the craziest thing ever. Y'all believe that? So maybe if y'all like, share, and subscribe, we can continue on to make content like this. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you guys for listening or watching this video.
Be sure to follow us on all other social media at chocolate_espresso_.
And a special shout out to Green Screen Studios. If you guys have any videography projects, movie scripts, shows, or just anything of the nature, please check them out. They are affordably creative.